President-elect Trump is expected to prioritize policies that address health care access and costs, among many other things that he's going to be doing in this first 100 days. Joining us right now to focus on this portion of things is Albert Bourla. He is the CEO of Pfizer. He's also the incoming chairman of the Pharma Industry Group. So he's somebody who's speaking with all of his colleagues about the things that they're concerned about, too. And, Albert, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Healthcare is front and center, and this is an arena where we're not entirely sure what President Trump, incoming President Trump, thinks about some of these things. He has broken with some of the traditional Republican ways of looking at things. He's got people like Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders, who is willing to work with him on some of the issues that he has brought up to this point. But what do you think we can expect from this second Trump administration?
I think radical change. But with change, always it comes risks and opportunities. I believe that the opportunities clearly outweigh the risks. I see way more opportunity to make things much better than not. But the point is not to speculate if risks or opportunities will prevail. It is what you do to make sure that you influence things to the direction that it is pro-innovation, pro-patients. And that's what we do.
So what are the opportunities? What are the biggest opportunities here?
I think, in general, a better business climate and a better business atmosphere will create an environment that all businesses will thrive, including us. The current administration has a very deep, the incoming President Trump's administration has a deep belief that strong business, strong private sector, strong entrepreneurship makes America great. There are many members of the White House now, in the Biden administration, and in the cabinet that also believe the same. And those are the people that we work hand in hand over the last 4 years. And I'm very proud of the things that we were able to accomplish together. But the truth is that the influence is not with them. The influence, it is with the extreme left. And right now they have the ideological dominance and they hate business. Not they don't believe we need to support business. They hate it. And that's a very big change.
What has it meant for your business?
IRA. I mean, it was a terrible situation.
The Inflation Reduction Act, which allows the government to negotiate with the drug companies. And it puts them, well, I wouldn't say negotiate, puts them on the list for price setting in some situations.
Yeah, they have a list, price setting, that it is without any controls. They have the power to do whatever they want. And it is not only that. They have the so-called penalty for the pill penalty, where the large molecules are getting protection of 13 years and the small molecules, the pills, are getting only for 9. This is driving behaviors. I don't know how they thought about it. People, companies, will not invest in small molecules, even if it is the right way to fight a disease, because they know that it is only 9 years compared to 13 if it is large molecules. Science should pick the winners, not the policies.
So what happens with the IRA? You've spoken with incoming President Trump. Is he going to stand by those parts of the IRA, or will that be stripped away?
I can't speak about his intentions. He is the only one that he can do that. What I know is that I explained the issues to him, and he understood them.
He understood them. He's talked a lot about wanting to bring down drug prices, and I think part of who he's targeted with this have been the pharmacy benefits managers. He said that specifically in some of his speeches. What do you think when it comes to the pharmacy benefits managers?
I think he's right. I think we need to find a clear way to change the way that the system works right now with the PBMs and what the president calls the middlemen, and they are. Right now, you need to understand that the difference between the list prices that you pay to the pharmacy when you go to buy your medicines and the net prices that we charge to the PBMs, it is 50% difference. When I say 50, it's half. So you pay double right now than what they pay us when you go to collect your drug medicines. That is what makes completely unaffordable medicines for the patient.
When did that go wrong? Because pharmacy benefits managers were there to try and keep prices from getting higher. Was it when they were bought by insurance companies, or what happened along the way that you think changed the behavior of the PBMs?
Many things happened along the way, and you're right that the PBMs were set up so that they can negotiate prices, and rightly so, and I think they have a very important role to play. But the system over time, and that includes our also engagement with the system, because we were the ones who were accepting to have huge list prices and huge rebates to justify, because that was the only way that we can get access. But that's wrong. the fee of the PPM should not be connected to the list price. Because if it is the higher the list price, the higher the fee, then they have a clear incentive to ask for high list prices.
The entire system, the entire medical health system is very convoluted, very opaque, and some people say that that is a feature, not an accident, not a bug, that it's designed that way to make sure that you don't see exactly where the prices are and where the fat is. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely agree with that. And that's the other thing, not only the delink of the fee, but also transparency.
Yeah.
We need to know when there is a rebate, where the rebate goes. That much to the premium, that much to the patient, that much to the payer. Right now, we don't know. And there is very credible voices that they think maybe they keep it all, or maybe they keep the biggest part of it. Shouldn't be like that. Transparency is important.
All right, let's talk about the risks to your industry, and that would be Robert Kennedy Jr. coming in as the head of HHS. He is seen as someone who's a leading anti-vax proponent, or anti-vax against vaccines. That's a big issue. You've spoken with him, I think, too. What did you take away?
First of all, it's not me that I select the Secretary of State, and shouldn't be that the CEOs are involved in this. It's the President and the Senate that confirms them. If he's confirmed, we will work with him, because what is the alternative? To fight? Clearly, there are things that we have very big differences, and if he tries to implement few of the things that he has said about vaccines, I think he will find in front of us not us only, but the entire medical community, the entire scientific community, the payers and employers, because they believe that vaccines are the most cost-effective way. There are a lot of organizations in this country that they will oppose that. But there are things that Kennedy says that we can work with. And I don't see why we wouldn't be able to create together something on cancer, for example, so that we can find the cure of cancer. And the boldness of this administration, if it is implemented, imagine a new Operation Warp Speed that is focusing this time not to find the solution for COVID, but to find the solution for lung cancer. That would be very effective, and that would be something that all the Americans will applaud.
We're watching members of the Trump family and others who are leaving the church at St. John's, that church service that took place, and you're now going to have the president-elect and the vice president-elect, or the president-elect who's going over to the White House to be having tea with the current President Biden at this time for the next step of this inauguration. You're on your way to the Rotunda, too. Have you been to inaugurations in the past?
Pfizer has already been, but 8 years ago, it was the
remote.
Other CEO. And 4 years ago with President Biden, and because of COVID, we didn't have a ceremony. Okay. But we are always supporting the inaugurations.
And it sounds like you're very involved and you're willing to work with whatever comes your way.
Absolutely.
Albert Bourla, I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning. I know it's a very busy morning, and we appreciate your being here.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you.